Welcome back to the floor of the CME Group here in Chicago, December 27th, Monday, 2 days after Christmas. Hopefully everyone had a wonderful Christmas. I want to discuss a couple of things that transpired in a pretty quiet market. Saturday, Christmas present from China was they raised rates. Very interesting timing on that. So they raised rates, kind of seeing that affect our markets a little bit overnight when we opened up Sunday night in the mini equities here at the CME Group. Overnight lows a little bit here at 46 in the SPOO. We talked about that last week on that old resistance. That's the new floor. This is a holiday week. This holiday week is typically a very low volume, muted week. In addition to that, we had a snowstorm, a blizzard out east that just blanketed, even postponed the Vikings-Eagles game last night. Can't remember the last time an NFL game was actually postponed a couple days. But I think most traders today, especially out east, have a shovel in their hand, not a mouse. So be mindful of that. Pretty quiet week. Friday, New Year's Eve, markets can be closed then. Today overnight we saw a little bit of the curve flattening. I think it's anticipation of the 2-year auction today. So be careful of that as well. And finally, I think this Europe and municipal bond situation domestically is still on traders' minds. So today's first day we've actually seen the markets open down. And when you saw that E-mini NASDAQ open up this morning, it opened up right around that 2025 level and just started screaming down. Now, when I say screaming, I'm talking about a low volume move. So anytime there's low volume like this, the markets are able to be bullied and pushed around a lot quicker. It's actually an illiquid market with no one here. So let's be mindful of that today. I think we have to look for that opportunity though, because when there's low volume, markets can move and you must be alert at all times. 30-year, let's talk Treasury, let's drill down. The weekly pivot, 120.29. 10-year, 119.30. 5-year, 117.13 pivot. Are we going to hit those? We don't know, but with this auction, you never know what could happen. The SPOO, I think the street, I spoke earlier and I spoke last week about it. The street is looking for that 1246. That was a great old resistance. Now it's a new floor. We bounced off that this morning, came back almost unchanged. 1254, 1258, that's a great resistance band we looked at last week. It's going to take a lot of effort to get above that. However, I don't doubt anything in the month of December. This is the best December we've had since 1991. Underneath that 1246, in the event we are able to get under 1246, I think the street is looking at 1234. That 1234 was a great support level last week. Let's be mindful of that. That NASDAQ, I spoke to it earlier, that weekly pivot, 2225. It traded straight down to 2007. I think if it gets underneath there, it could be looking at that 2191 level. That was a good old level as well. The Dow, that weekly pivot is 11,474. And finally here, let's talk Euro currency. Euro currency, that weekly pivot is today coming at 131.20. 200-day moving average, which I like to speak to, especially as of late, because it has closed 3 days in a row underneath it, is coming in at 131.10. I think the street is still looking for that 129.63 level I've spoken to so many times. In the event we get above this 200-day moving average, I think the street wants to look at the 100-day way back up at 133.45. I'm Jeff Kilberg from the floor of the CME Group from Treasury Curve, better known in these parts as Killer. Treasury Curve is an institutional money market portal. We assist firms with overnight cash. Have a great week. It's going to be a quiet week, but remember, be the hammer, not the nail.